Hello everyone, welcome back. Again, we will be dealing with chapter 14, Outcome of Democracies Part 2. In our previous class, we have learned how a democratic country should be economically stable, should be rich. We have talked about it. But when we look into democratic regimes all around the world, we could see that these democratic countries are the countries which face economic problems. Okay, but when we compare democratic and the dictatorial form of government, okay, we can see that dictatorial form of government is doing well enough in terms of economy. That is what we learned in our last class. Okay, today moving ahead, we will be learning about the reduction of inequality and poverty in a democratic setup. Okay, how inequality is being reduced, how poverty is being reduced in a democratic form of government. Okay, so there are reasonable expectations. Okay, there are reasonable expectations in form of democracy. Okay, when you have democracy, we can reduce economic problems. Disparities means the problems, economic problems faced by the country. Okay, so in order to reduce this the democratic form of government plays a very important role. Okay, so democracy, when we say democracy, okay, it does not allow a particular group of people, okay, to hold economic wealth. Okay, economic wealth should be given to all the citizens. There should not be a group of people who will become rich, leaving the poor people aside. Poor people will remain poor. It's not like that. Clear? So, in a democratic regime, okay, democracy would not allow or does not allow a certain group of people to become rich. Okay, there should be equal division in terms of wealth as well. And if you look, there should not be a wide gap in a democratic regime. There should not be a wide gap between the poor and the rich. Okay, so the rich, we can see in this picture, trying to take everything, but in a democratic regime it should not be like that. Okay, it should be equal division so that the country would prosper. So there should not be a wide gap between the rich and the poor. Okay, so in a democratic regime, all the people enjoy economic development, economic benefit, as well as other benefits as well. Next, moving on, democracies all around the world, okay, they distribute or they provide both goods as well as opportunities to the people so that they would benefit out of it, they would have a stable life as well. Okay, so all democracies around the world provide goods as well as opportunities in order to uplift the condition of the country. So moving on, democracy also provides a very unique thing, that is provides political equality to the citizens in the country. When we say political equality, it means, okay, no gender, okay, no gender, or even if you are rich or poor, if you are male or female, if you are educated or uneducated, even if you are a farmer, in a democratic form of government, okay, what happens is they give political equality. They give people right to vote for their candidates. Okay, so in a democratic form of government, people enjoy this political equality. Okay, no matter where they come from, whichever background they come from, they have the rights to vote for the person that they want. Okay, so people all around the world enjoy political equality. Whichever country has a democratic regime, okay, they enjoy political equality. Okay, but political equality in terms does not guarantee economic growth or economic equality in a country. Clear? Politics is related with politics, but it does not help in improving the economic scenario. Clear. So what happens is the government in turn has to look up on this, because see, some people become richer and richer, some people become poorer and poorer. So the government has to deal with this kind of problems and solve the problems which is there in the country, because of the large gap. Okay, because of the large gap between the rich and poor in India. Okay, India no doubt is a democratic country, but we could still see traces of the wide gap that is there between the rich and the poor. Okay, because of which half the population of India are not able to get these basic necessities in terms of education, water, clean water, okay, shelter, food, employment, and health. Clear. Healthcare facilities. Okay, because of the huge gap which is created between the rich and the poor. And even if we see, okay, most of the democracies, yes, no doubt they are doing well. Some of the democratic countries, they are not doing so well as well. Okay, so actually all democracies are not doing what they are most expected to do. Okay, so in India also we can see a large number of people falling under poverty. Clear. And we have studied that, okay, the people in India, around 40% of people are under poverty and they fall below the poverty line. Okay, that is the BPL line. Okay, and they are not able to get the basic necessities like good drinking water, food, education, healthcare facilities, employment. Okay, what they do is, okay, they will go and work during the day, and with the money that they earn, they will provide food for their family. So that is the basic thing. If they don't work, they don't have money with them. Okay, so it is estimated that around 30% of the Indian population is suffering from poverty. Clear. From poverty, okay, is a situation, okay, where people are not able to get their basic necessities, okay, and they fall under poverty. Even though India is a democratic regime, we still face these kind of problems. Okay, half the population in India are suffering from poverty, and it's not only in the case of India. Okay, if you go and check in other countries, democratic countries in Asia as well as in Africa, you will find a huge number of people suffering from poverty. Okay, as such, Bangladesh is one half of the population in Bangladesh, okay, are suffering from poverty, and the case goes worse. Okay, in non-democratic countries, it's the worst. Okay, the countries which are ruled by dictators, which are ruled by military regimes, these are worse again in tackling this kind of situation. Okay, if we move down to the next topic, that is accommodation of social diversities. Okay, so in this we will take the comparison of India. Okay, because India is a socially diverse country. In terms of society, we have different societies, we have different tribes, we have different people speaking different languages, we have different religious people or communities settling up in India. Okay, so what happens here is, India being a democratic country, okay, what it does is it tries to work with all the communities, with all the societies, providing them all equal privileges in the country. Okay, see, if so many people are living in a country speaking different language, having different culture, having different religious set up, okay, then we could imagine that there would be chaos, there should be disturbances, one community trying to overpower one community. But in the case of India, okay, we could see that it is a democratic setup, so it tries to accommodate, it tries to keep people, okay, it tries to deal with the people, it tries to fulfill the wills of the people. Okay, so what it does basically is it tries to accommodate people of different diversities in one country, because of which India is united, India is strong. Okay, even with so many differences, with so many cultures, society wise, religious wise, it is able to accommodate all of it. Okay, when we look into different countries, okay, especially in terms of Sri Lanka, okay, what happened here is they failed to accommodate the minority group in their country, and so what happened, division started to place. Okay, so accommodation of social diversities does not work in all the countries. Okay, this does not work in all the countries. Okay, so it has to deal with it systematically so that they will be able to hold up the country as one. And also, if we look into the Indian constitution, our constitution tries to uplift, okay, tries to uplift, as well as they try to they try and make effort, okay, to accommodate various tribal castes as well as religious groups in our country. And so we have, because of which we have a culminative cluster of people living together in harmony in India. Okay, and there are 2 points, okay, 2 conditions in order to achieve the outcome of democracy, to achieve a suitable form of democracy in India. Okay, democracy, okay, or democracies around the world should fulfill the will of the people. Okay, the main aim of the government is to fulfill the needs of the people, to meet the demands of the people. So the government, okay, once they are elected by the people, they should try to fulfill the will, the needs of the people. Okay, they should try to bring a solution to the problems of the people so that the country would go accordingly. So the political leaders or the political groups, they are not elected by a community, they are not elected by certain religious groups. Okay, so here candidates, they stand for election, people who feel that the person is capable, they are elected. So in return they have to fulfill the needs of the people. Clear? Number 2 is rule by majority. So here, okay, rule by majority, okay, is not ruled by a majority community. Clear? So rule by majority, it means people electing a single person where majority of the vote is against him. Okay, then he will rule the country. It is not that a big majority community will come and elect the election, and then it's his or her own group would come and elect him and then rule the people to benefit the majority caste and disregard the minority caste. It's not like that. Rule by majority, a person would elect no matter which background he comes from. He may be coming from a Christian background, he may be coming from a Hindu background, but as a person, okay, it doesn't matter wherever he comes from, but he should stand as a person to fight, to rule, to fulfill the needs of the minority group, the majority group as well. Bring a balance between them so that the country would be successful. Okay, and in India, every citizen has the right to contest for election, no matter where they are born, no matter where they come from, what religion they follow, what system they follow. It doesn't matter. Okay, they have to come and stand for election. They can come and contest for election, and if majority prevails, he can win the election and he can look after the will of the people. Okay, and in fact, India's democracy is very successful because it does not allow discrimination to prevail in most of the scenarios, and so because of which we have a successful democracy, even though our country is very diversified in terms of language, okay, in terms of religion, in terms of society, okay, in terms of culture. Okay, we are able to culminate all of these people together in a country. Whereas when we look in terms of Sri Lanka, okay, it does not allow discrimination. It allows discrimination, I'm sorry. Okay, it allows such kind of discrimination to prevail in their democracy, and so because of which they do not have a equal or a successful democracy which is written in your textbook. Okay, so with this we come to the end of this class.